Good morning all. Welcome to Headingley Cricket Ground. I'm staying in the Headingley Lodge, which is right next door to the Rugby ground, which is over the back of that grandstand, you can see there. And it feels weird to be introducing you to day two, and I haven't even started to edit day one yet, but there you go. Today I'm off to Warrington, and the other two games are in Newcastle and also here. I couldn't remember, here. And so you can't go to all three. You can't even really go to two. So I'm just going to go over to Warrington today, and I'm going to watch the other two on TV, and that should allow me to edit yesterday's video. Hope you're enjoying the series. Don't forget to follow on Patreon, support the channel, patreon.com/White Line Fever. So as mentioned, there's a game here at Headingley today, but I'm leaving because I'm off to Warrington. I did think maybe I might run into some of the Jamaican and Irish staff coming in as I was leaving, but no, their game's not till 5, so they're not here yet. The first game is up at Newcastle, Scotland and Italy. Wow, first night of doing this stuff. It's overwhelming, the amount of stuff I got to do. Like I stayed up and I worked till about 1, and then I got up again at 8:30 and kept working, and I haven't even started editing the day one of this. Haven't even started. And I also haven't written my Patreon story on the match last night, so it's going to be real challenging. I'm just hoping that when we go down to one game a day tomorrow that I have more time. Anyway, I'll see you on the other side of the Pennines. It's the little things that make you happy, isn't it? I mean, I drove over here, it took 2 hours. The M62 is a pain in the ass, but I got a great room at the very modest hotel I always stay at. I'll show you. This is VIP treatment for this hotel here in Warrington that I stay at often. And there's a great TV, so I'm going to be able to watch Scotland and Italy and also Ireland and Jamaica in living colour. And I went and got a sandwich, a coffee, a Diet Coke. I'm just about to set up the computer, and hopefully nothing will go wrong, and I'll be able to watch the first game here, maybe up to half-time in the second game, and then walk over to Halliwell Jones Stadium and watch the third. So I feel like a king. Warrington's starting to become very, very familiar to me, actually. I've been here a lot this year. I've got a bit of a history in the town. My best mate is from here, and it was my first pen pal when I was 12. So now I'm walking to Halliwell Jones Stadium, and we've seen 2 games so far. It's getting dark. You can't see me. It's probably a blessing, but 2 games so far. 28-4 Italy over Scotland, and Jamaica were heavily beaten by New Look Island side, 48-2. And what I did is I watched them in my hotel room, BBC, and then basically got dressed, posted a story very quickly on the website. That's rugbyleaguehub.com, and now I'm walking to the ground. Okay, you can't see me anymore. It's getting dark, so we'll talk to you a bit later. New Zealand versus Lebanon coming up. Just walking through the square here in Warrington, great rugby league town, and you can see the coverage on the big screen in the background there. Boys, tell us who you are and why you're here.
Hey, I'm David, and I'm here to watch my nephew, number 9, Mikey Tanus.
All right.
Travelled a long way to watch him play.
And are you over for the whole tournament?
Nah, mate, I'm going home on Tuesday.
Mate, tell us about, are you just all relatives? Or?
Yeah, there's Mikey's dad. My sister over there is Mikey's mum. That's Doueihi's dad, Paul. And Gabby's son's playing, but he's actually today he's Jackson Rami. So yeah, we've all come over here to watch the boys.
That's a proud moment, isn't it, for the community?
Super proud, mate. Look at the spirit of the Lebanese. It's amazing.
Well, that's day 2 done, and it was 34-12 to New Zealand over Lebanon. By far the best performance of any opponent to a top 3 team this weekend. You know what I mean by that? Australia, England, New Zealand. Bit of drama. Adam Doueihi sent off for dissent, and afterwards Michael Checker, it didn't seem like we were told he wasn't going to do a press conference, and I thought, well, that's interesting. So Anyway, I managed to buttonhole him and basically say, I said, well, are you going to do one or not? If he said no, that's the story. And if he said yes, it's probably everyone's got to work a bit harder and stand around for another 5 minutes. But he did speak. He spoke about Adam Doueihi's dismissal. So, oh, by the way, the reason I'm standing here, this is the news agent where my friend Jim, who was my best man when I got married, it's where he bought the magazine in which I was asking for pen pals. So it all kind of started here, our friendship, which is now, I guess, 40 years. And anyway, so I thought I'd stop here and record this. Anyway, here's what the two coaches had to say. And thanks for joining us for the second episode of World Cup Gonzo. And we'll be back for day 3.
Which, it gives us a lot of stuff that we can actually look at moving forward in how we want to play. I thought, we put a bit of pressure on at times. We were able to capitalise, but we just didn't stay at it long enough to be able to put more points on, I guess. And that was probably the biggest thing I saw there, is that guys were jumping in and trying to take carries when normally we wouldn't, and that's time spent together. So with all the grand final guys coming back and Joey Manu sort of coming back for the first time with the team, Joey was trying that hard, and sometimes that can play against you when you're trying to put certain plans on. So. We'll be better for that.
Well, the World Cup hasn't given us any footage. We've asked for it. They've not given us any. I'm not sure why. So we're all a bit in the dark.
Did the player tell you why he thought he was sent off?
Mate, I think, obviously the player was sent off because he said something to the referee. I mean, that's pretty clear, right? But those things, you've got to look at that's an accumulation of frustration that comes off the back of a try-off previous where there's no play to ball by Brandon Smith. And then continual blocks on the kickoffs. Well, they're pretty obvious. I'm a rugby bloke, I know. Even the one that where Jacob, second man in, where they're not on down the line, that's just a bit of frustration that comes in, you know what I mean? So if those things are, that should never happen, obviously, but if those things are handled right, the game is, because it was a great game, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. I think fans enjoyed it, the ones that were here. So, and I think, obviously, we're considered as the lower tier team, so there's a certain perception there, and that's the way it rolls, what can you do?